Well, mailbag time. Got a few interesting things here this week. This is some of the purchase which is very expensive, and we'll get to that last. This is a review item. The other stuff I'm not so sure about. Let's get stuck into it. As usual, there'll be links down below for anything I can give you links for. It's DigiKey, so interesting. Single capacitor, 10,000 microfarad, 35 volt axial. I don't remember buying this. 35 volt. Oh right, okay. There you go. Okay, I ordered two. That's what it was. I ordered two of these previously, and they only shipped one because that's all I had in stock. I took the last one. I did mention that in the mailbag before, and obviously they found another one. So there we go. I've got the two ordered now. Right, thrilling. That big package at the end I'm going to show you, that is purchased with the help of my Patreon members and my YouTube members. The money from that helps me to buy things like that. And you'll see why I'm saying that when we get to it. Well, I certainly packaged it well. Not me like to use a real knife and things, but when it's this badly packaged for tape, well, it's this well packaged with tape, I should say. Oh no, we've got another layer. It's like half the parcel. Remember that? See, I can. Right, now I know why it's so well packaged. That's why, it's just a new perspex for the 3458A displays. Now, actually, purchased this when I purchased my second unit, thinking I may not need to replace the front panel, and I can just replace this piece. I'll keep the entire front panel assembly as a spare. I was thinking I could, just use this only. Turns out I have to replace the whole front panel, so this is now just a spare part in case I ever need it in the future. Well, that's a big box for these. Okay, excellent. These are some replacement parts of the 3458A as well. These are the handle strap holders. Handle strap holders, isn't that kind of education? These actually mount the straps on the sides of the 3458A onto the main unit. Now the second unit I got had some of these, but they're all very old and broken, and bits missing and stuff like that. Then they're basically broken up. And there's a guy on eBay selling some brand new ones. Here we are. That's what it look like. There's two pairs of those. So I can put those on my second unit and get that all looking nice. Get it intact. So I think that's the exterior. Yeah, that's the exterior of that thing finished. That's mint now on the outside. Obviously it's still got the original metal casings, but I'm not changing those. So that's good. I've got one more part for that which I need to get. Well, I've ordered it and waiting for it to turn up so I can fix the front and rear switch on it. Then I've got to fix the A3 assembly, which we'll see how that goes. So as you can see, this is to me, and interestingly, some suntan. I'm going to use a real knife on this because this stuff everywhere. Wow, look at this lot. Boxes and boxes. Okay, let's get these out. So Suntan make capacitors and things like that. They do other things too. So I used to think that Suntan only did capacitors, but it turns out they actually do a lot more than that. So there's the different things they can do these days. I didn't even realise that. They actually contacted me a little while ago now, saying, hey, would you like to look at some of our stuff? I went, yeah, okay. They sent me a list of things they make. It's like, oh, that's much more than I thought they actually made. So I basically went through all the stuff they make and chose a random bunch of stuff, things which I might need. This is what they sent me. So I'm doing a proper look at these. These capacitors, a bunch of axial capacitors. Right? You know how hard axials are to get. So I've got a bunch of those for a start. But yeah, I'll be doing a proper look at these. I'll be taking some of these bags open and doing like a review video, because this is a review, because you know this is sponsored, I suppose. And we'll actually have a close look at some of their items and see how they come out. So yeah, thanks a lot Suntan for sending those to me. That's just capacitors. The next one. What's in this one? These are film caps. Yep, a bunch of film caps in there. And some wide class caps. Chuck a link down below as well to their website. You can go and look at all the stuff they do. I didn't get everything they have. I just got like a selection of things which interested me. And there's some more film caps. Is that like polypropylene or something? Yeah, polypropylene caps. Axials. Right. More precise values, these ones usually. Yep. The last polypropylene. I think I've still got a big box yet. What's in here? These are trimmers. These are vertical trimmers, multi-turns. See those in there? I've got a few different values in there. I think they're all vertical ones. They might be different. Yeah, these ones are all vertical ones. Then here we've got some more, which are horizontal based, so it's still a vertical format, but the actual trimmer is on the side of it over there instead. We get a range of values, because the amount of times I actually wished I had this kind of trimmer and didn't have it. So you know, I thought, right, I'm going to get a few of them, and this is like common values, and that'll be useful in the future, I'm sure. Absolutely certain of it. And what's in this one? Trimmer potentiometers, some more trimmers. These ones are slightly different format again. Oh, those verticals as well. Maybe it's different pin structure. I think those ones are inline 3. These are the staggered 3, but they're slightly offset from each other. I don't know if you can see it through there or not. Got like that, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom format. The other one I think is inline. It's different type of footprint. These are the other type as well. Yep, same as that. It's different footprint. Same trim on the side. And these ones are horizontal trimmers with the trimmer on the side there as well. Nice, so I've got a good selection now. They'll definitely get used. So anyway, like I said, I'll be looking at these things in more detail in a proper review video to make sure that Suntan get their money's worth of sending me. I don't know how much this costs. I've got no idea what this actually costs. You know, it's a fair value here. Mostly those film capacitors, they can be quite expensive sometimes, so yeah, I want to make sure that they get their feature to make sure they get their money's worth to help them get some sales, because, you know, this is great. The quality looks excellent so far. So watch out for review, will I analyse them a little bit more. Now let's get to that big box. So recently I've been spending a lot of money, and I haven't stopped. Yeah, my savings are basically gone now, so but anytime opportunities come up, so I took those opportunities. And this is one of those things. So like I said, this has been purchased with help from my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members who financially contribute to the channel. They give me a bit of money as a donation, and it helps me to buy things like this. It does come in very, very helpful. Okay. This looks like it's Defpom approved so far. Lots of packaging on the top. Side's looking good. What's the bottom like? Bottom is not so much. Yeah, okay, usual thing. People forget about the bottom of the box. So, loads of packaging on the top. The bottom is only what's wrapped around the item. Right, there's nothing extra. So, usual thing. It's probably only 15mm of padding at the bottom compared to what's on the top. And the bottom's the important part. Anyway, this happens a lot. I was going to say Defpom approved, but not quite. If half of that was on the bottom, it would have been alright. Anyway, let's unwrap this. There you go. Get this out of the way. Let's keep unwrapping. This was very expensive. Much cheaper than normal, to be honest. Because it's being faulty, it's a faulty unit, it's broken, and it needs repair. Which is how I like things, obviously. That's the whole point of what I'm doing with this channel, is buying stuff which needs repair. So, it's a Keithley 2002. Now it's faulty, does have an issue. It's spitting out a whole bunch of error codes, which is expected. These have known issues, as do like 2001s, 2000s, still have these issues. So this needs repair. I'm not going to power it up now because I know it needs fixing. I don't want to power it up unnecessarily. And here's the back. No option slot, that's fine. Nothing in it. I don't care about that really anyway. So yeah, it's got little covers on there. It's nice. I got this from a company called eCrunch on eBay. Same floating around inside it. Yeah, same floating around inside. Maybe I will open it right now, but I'm not going to power it up. Also, they put their seals in it so people don't open it up, right? Well, it needs repair, so obviously I have to open it in order to fix it. So let's just cut through that. And especially as there's something floating around inside it. You know, it kind of, you know, they sell something that's for parts repair, then they put seals on it so you don't open it. Yeah, okay. If it is a working unit, I can absolutely understand it. But it's a faulty unit. It's sold as a faulty unit. You know. Anyway, you know, of course, if I say, oh no, you know, you sent me part of half the board's missing out of it, and say, oh, well, we opened it up. It's your fault. Well, I've got it on camera now. I'm opening it up with the seals and everything. All right, where's the screw? There's a screw here somewhere. I'm sure that's why there's a label here. There you go. Here's the label. Same thing as I use on some of my stuff. It's got little void stickers on them, so it gets peeled off. You can see it. Never opened one of these up before, so it's interesting. I even had one of these before. Screws on the back. Are these captive screws or not? I think they might be. Yeah, they are. Right. Hear that then? Did you hear that rolling around? Yeah, that's definitely why I've got to open it. What's rolling around? Sounds like a loose screw, actually. Sounds like a loose screw. Got to take this plastic cover off. Sounds like it's inside the plastic cover. Spoiling the final video, aren't I, by doing all this now? Try and get this out of the way so I can get the cover out. Come on. There we go. Right, there's a shielded cover. So what's floating around inside here? There's something floating around. There it is. Oh, interesting. The reference. The reference screw. Really? Okay, so it's the cover and the screw for the reference, which is underneath this. Well, while we're here, I'll have to refit those. I need to put some gloves on before I touch anything else though. Although it's digital board, that's probably safe. No, I'll put some gloves on. Although who knows what's been happening to this thing in the past. Got one of these guys, I've had this sitting in for ages, I'll just use this. Get rid of this one. Alright. Okay, yes, it is a clip. Down there. Down there, okay. There's that assembly. Get closer, have a close look. I didn't intend to pull this apart in this video, but as it's rattling around I need to check that out, don't I? Anyway, that's there. There's a reference over here. So hopefully that wasn't rattling around inside the casing when it was faulty, when I had it powered up. Because if it was rattling around inside the casing, who knows where that screw's been sitting. Could have shorted out absolutely anything. So there's a reference, that's where that little cover's supposed to go. So that's concerning. That screw is rattling around inside there. That's what we go back on. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking it's probably going to be capacitor damage, right? That's my belief of it. That's not even sitting onto anything. It's nothing. That's not even screwing into anything. There's nothing on the other side. Is there more? There's nothing on the other side of it. I guess that means there's another piece floating around somewhere. A little piece of metal as well. I don't hear anything floating around. Well, the fact the screw's not going into anything, that's not a good sign. Anyway, there's the other side of the board. Digital board, Dennis RAM. 1248Y. What year is that? 98. That needs replacing. And you got some ROMs here. That'll need backing up soon, like now. It looks tidy enough, it all looks clean enough. It's also flexing as I'm pushing it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been bent. It's got like a little ripple inside it, just there. See it? Still seems to work alright. Interesting. Okay, well you never quite know what you get when you buy something. This was $4,500 New Zealand for this thing, so it's another big gamble. Especially now, as I know there was a screw floating around inside it potentially when that guy had it powered up to demonstrate the faults. So what I was expecting to find, which doesn't appear to be the case, at least not obviously, is that these sorts of units are known for having issues with leaking capacitors all around this area. Right? All these big caps, they leak. And so you have to basically take these things out, replace them, clean up the circuit board, hope that the traces aren't eaten right through. It's a multi-layer board as well. I was going to strip it apart, clean it all up, replace the caps. But now that there's a screw floating around, that might mean this is not the issue I thought it was going to be. It could be that it's shorted out God knows what componentry on this board. Who knows where it's shorted out? Because that's floating around all underneath the shield. It could have been anywhere. That's a real concern. It could have been anywhere. I hope I didn't waste $4,500 on something I can't fix. There's always a gamble, but I was more confident about this one, seeing it's known to have capacitor issues. They look fine on the surface apart from these two sort of standing up a little bit funny. It's very concerning. Very concerning. You know, like, where's the other part? I've got to take this board out to do any more investigation to find out where the other half of that bolt is, you know. There's a screw, but I won't screw into anything, there's nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there, there's no thread to go into. And obviously there should be. So, yeah, that board's got to come out. The question is it like that because someone's already been in here before and had a go at it? This seems concerning, but I'll leave the rest for a repair video. I'm getting a bit carried away now. So watch out for a repair video when I try and fix this thing. I'll just have to watch. Patreon link over there to help me buy more equipment. Maybe more equipment which hasn't got a screw floating around inside it and it's potentially a complete brick. And, yeah, we'll catch you later.